last second.
At the last second. Why not? I probably need it too, okay? Hey, y'all, welcome to a fresh new episode of What I Know So Far. I'm Trish Sir, along with the gorgeous, smiling angel to my side, Karen Mills.
Hello, Trish.
Hello, doll. Y'all, we had a field trip. I'm going to start right off. If you don't listen to the podcast and it's your first time, welcome. We're so tickled you're here. If you do listen to us, hi, welcome back, friends. We did a field trip and got to see each other in Atlanta at the Marvelous 3 concerts at the Tabernacle. And Karen came to night 1 and got to see Jace, my husband, perform for the first time, and fabulous Butch Walker, my beautiful bonus son, stepson Holden Fincher, and Slug, good old Slug Mitchell on the drums.
Yep. So
what
fun.
What did you think?
So fun. So fun. And I was impressed, I have to tell you. They were still kicking pretty high.
Let me say, y'all, first of all, a Marvelous 3 show, and I'm not saying this just because I'm completely biased, is a little bit of a religious experience in the sense that they have very dedicated fans. They've been together for over 25 years that are the coolest humans. I love the fan base of Marvelous 3. They're sweet, they're cool, and y'all are my people. And the guys train really hard for this because it's like doing a half marathon. They don't stop. They don't go slow.
No, they don't. I mean, it's just roll one song right into the next, and I mean, just jamming hard, high energy.
And they give these leg kicks and these jumps that I squeeze my butt cheeks. I'll say it. I go, I clench my whole body up.
Don't be convalescent next week, because I don't have time to.
Seriously, all I think is, Lord, do we have enough compression socks? Is the Theragun charged? Do we have the infrared sauna ready to go? Because we have to do a lot of rehabbing physically for how hard they go. But what a great show. And
Not easy being a rock star.
It's not easy being a rock star.
Mm-mm.
People think it's so easy. It's not.
It's physically, it takes some physical endurance. Yeah, it does.
Don't you think?
And to sing while you're doing that, you know.
Do you hear that sound? Is Zoe snoring?
Oh, yeah. Zoe snores.
Y'all, Karen's little dog is snoring, and I thought I'm fine if it's Zoe snoring. Yes. I thought, there is some weird feedback on our mic. No, honey, it's a Chiweenie. No, she's not a Chiweenie. She's a Chihuahua.
She's a Chihuahua, yeah.
She's a Chihuahua, and she's precious. If you've seen her on Karen's social media, and she is snoring her best life away over there. She is.
She is deep in sleep. I mean, she's blowing about a 5 right now.
All of a sudden, I was like, oh, Lord, I've got feedback. I didn't check that on the... No, y'all, that's a sweet dog. And if there's one thing we love here at What I Know So Far, it is dogs. We love a dog.
Yeah, I love her. Once a night, I'll have to punch her and go, Zoe.
That's Wesley, my lab, likes to, we call it the Superman. He Supermans the entire length of our bed at our feet. And he weighs 90 pounds. He comes in 90 pounds hot. And he just stretches out. And he's 5 feet long, stretched out. And Jason and I are like, and I'm all ginger with him. I'm like, he's okay, buddy. My little dog language talking to him. Jace will just go, you need to move. Like he didn't do. And Wesley's like, it's like all grumpopotamus. And I'm like, oh, Lord. You got to resettle everybody. You know, take to the bed with my husband and my dogs. And I'm pinned in the middle like I'm in a taquito.
Oh, I know. Sometimes I have to get up and go to the bathroom without trying to wake anybody up, wake the dogs. You know, and that's always made me laugh. Like, I'll twist myself in a pretzel not to wake them up like they've got to work tomorrow, and I want them to get a good night's rest.
They've got to get their 16 hours. I mean, they sleep like koala bears. And I'm like, Lord, what if I wake up? Dude, he'll be in a ditch all day. I hate when dude's in a bad mood. Exactly right. Like, he goes half on the mortgage. I'm talking about you. He stood up, started wagging his tail at y'all because he was like, what about me? Don't talk about me on that show without me chiming in.
Yeah.
Here he comes, y'all.
Oh, here he is. Hi, dude.
If you're watching
Hi, baby.
on YouTube, he loves Karen, so I know he can hear Karen.
Hi, baby.
Did you go breathe heavy?
Oh, my
He's breathing heavy into the mic.
He's like, I was sleeping till you were done, but I heard my name, so does that mean we're going to walk?
Yeah, I have to spell it. That's the one thing you can't spell yet, is W-A-L-K.
Yet.
Can you please? Go see your dad. I'm sure he's in the other room resting. You see, y'all, it's dog comfort and safety. Get away. I love you, buddy. It's all tendon over here. Karen, this is going to air the day after the election. I know. I've early voted. I've
Early voted, me too.
good, because we travel so much. It was important to me that I did not miss this, and that we early voted and made a voting plan. And I love California because I'm sure all the states do, but they send you that your vote's been counted. I love getting that email that makes me feel solid, that just didn't go in a weird mailbox.
Right.
So I hope everybody got out to vote. We both do. That you made the right plan to do the right thing for the right people and make things make sense. That's what make things make sense is my new motto. Life's too short. Look, Karen put it on her phone. See, oh, that's cute. Tennessee did it in the state. Why didn't California do that? We've got enough space to make our sticker cute.
Yeah.
My sticker is like a circle, and just it feels like something I might have got at the Dollar General. Like I could have just picked some up. Like
my
a fragile.
voted sticker is in the shape of Tennessee.
It's so cute, and Karen has it on her phone case, which is awesome. I should be so proud to do that. I think mine fell off my T-shirt and is probably in the laundry. It's embarrassing, but there you are.
There you go. Here we are.
Well, here we are, and we're thrilled. And I told Karen my prediction. I have no clue because we're recording this the week before the election. So my prediction is that we will not know for at least, I'm going to say at least 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm going to give it 2 weeks. I think some nonsense will occur, meaning we're all at exhaustion. I call it election exhaustion, where we're all fatigued out. I'm tickled that I'm not going to get any more texts from any more candidates.
Oh my gosh, all the text messages, and then even after you contribute to a campaign, they got contact you like you never have contributed.
It's just say, and if they send me one more, girl, you need to get out and vote. I'm like, look, do you want me to send you the picture of my electronic? I've done did it. Like, you don't have to worry about me. I'm a solid one. Use this resource for people that are confused.
Yeah, right.
Your girl handled it. My voting plan was in place.
And all the ads and everything. I mean, oh my gosh,
the ads.
I just want to get back to a normal existence without all of the.
I think we all can agree about that. If that is one thing I know for sure, we're all dang tired. I'm ready to just get on with it. Let's get on with. We've got holidays to get into. I've got more rock star wife living to do.
Yeah,
I've got
there
to
you
get
go.
out on the road with these guys to Chicago, New York, and Boston, which means I got a lot of icy hot I got to pack.
Yeah. Some back braces.
Some back braces. Some what are those other things he likes? The salon paws patches.
Oh yeah, those are good.
A lot of old rocker. The other day, Rick Springfield. If y'all don't know Rick Springfield, what you doing with your life? Follow him on social media. He's 75 years old, still out there singing Jesse's Girl with his shirt off and with abs at 75. I don't know what deal he's made with the devil, but honey, go ahead, Rick Springfield. And his bedazzled red Nike red Converse high tops. He's a dream. I think I might actually have to share it on our What I Know So Far page, because Rick Springfield, I say this all the time, he could still get it. He could get it. He could land it. And he's been married to his same sweet wife, Barbie, since 1981.
I know, isn't that sweet? And do you know that in 1981, I rode down the elevator with him? Yeah.
Karen, tell that story right now. Wait, what? How have you sat on this information?
He was at the Roundhouse, which is the arena at UTC here in Chattanooga. And, I was playing basketball then, and I had access. And so I rode down the elevator with Rick Springfield. And, of course, to me at that moment, he was Dr. Noah Drake.
Yeah, Dr. Noah. Wait,
So I was even more enthralled because of Noah Drake as I was Rick Springfield. Because in my basketball practice ended, we practiced from 1:15 to 3:15. And the hardest I ran for all practice was at 3:15 back to my dorm to see the rest of General Hospital. It came on at 3.
I love you so hard for that.
As my grandmother would say, it was my story.
It was your story.
Yeah.
That was my Memaw. My Memaw would smoke her true 100 cigarettes and always kind of fluff her hair, which I was terrified that she was going to light her hair on fire because there was a lot of product going on up there. She'd get it set at Miss Gossie Percival's salon.
Hairspray is flammable.
Yeah. It's so flammable. She'd just be pushing that hair and doing with her cigarette up there, and then she'd go, "Y'all be quiet. I have to watch my stories. And she loved a guiding light. And as the world turns, honey, and if you talk to her during it, she'd go, y'all are on my last little nerves, my PETAs, which was acronym for pain in the ass. She called her grandbabies her little PETAs.
Well, my Memaw, her story was As the World Turns, and she used to lock us out of the house, make us play outside till her story was over. And she meant it too. And then she used to have the funniest things. But she used to say, "You kids, I get in here and I clean up this kitchen, and then you come in the door and start messing and gomming. You just mess and gom all the time."
All gommed up. Shirley now says that.
And gom.
Gom. But
know.
gom is like that extra layer of like slime and residue I've found in my life. Like you can make a mess, but when you gom something up, you've done stuck your toe in it. Like you're dragging it. There's a trail behind you. Shirley Nail, Jace's little mama, just said this to me 3 days ago. She goes, well, don't they just go done and gom it up? And I was like, I love a gom it up because it's a different level of mess things up. You've done it so bad, we know exactly who did it.
Yeah, messing and gomming. That's what we did all the time. And then my friend Connie had never heard that saying, and she tried to call it back one time, and she said, "What was it your Memaw used to say? You're always just gumming and mauling." I said, "No, that was messing and gomming, not gumming and mauling."
Guessing and mauling. Nope. It's messing and gomming.
I would love to have a running comments of what people's grandmothers used to say, because it's people from different regions or whatever. They get so many different sayings unique to their area wherever they grew up, and I'd love to know what people's grandmother used to say.
Grandmothers and grandfathers too, because my papa, if he didn't know what something was called, I'd say, what was that? I don't care what, it could have been like some weird, saw that he had out in the workshop, and he'd call them all jigsaws. He'd have 5 saws and just say that, tell me they're all jigsaws. But if he really didn't know what something was called, he'd go, that's a thermidor with a hummy hanger.
A thermidor with a hummy hanger.
A thermidor with a hummy hanger. And I thought that was a legitimate saying. Like, I thought 9 different things were thermidors with hummy hangers, and I had no idea. And then I was like, that is in fact not even a real word, and here I sat walking around telling people. So I'm sure if y'all have those words, please send them to us, because I love a fake made up whatever Mamaw, grandmama, me, Gigi, whoever you got.
Yeah.
Whatever words they made up, please tell us, because it brings me great joy when you're like, Mom, we were talking about this the other day. I grew up eating, because I had a great Uncle Gianni, Italian, but we called him Johnny because we were Kentuckians. And he'd eat, we called them Johnny eggs, which is you take a piece of bread, rip a hole in the middle, and put an egg in it and fry it in a skillet. Where some people call it bird in a nest, some call it a duck in a pond. And I said to my husband the other day, I was like, oh, you know what sounds good right now? Johnny eggs. He goes, I have no idea what you're talking about. I said, it's a piece of just bread, like, piece of Wonder Bread. You cut your little hole in the middle, and you put an egg in it in the skillet. You put a ton of butter on that toast. I mean, it's completely unhealthy.
Yeah.
And you flip the egg over, and you've got your little Johnny egg. And my husband goes, I've never heard of that. I was like, oh, well, some people call it like a, bird in a nest. Nah. I go, duck in a pond? He goes, nope.
No. Nope. And I'm from the country.
And he's country's cornbread too. And I thought, well, how did this not make it to Georgia? Like, it made it to Kentucky. Yenses didn't do no. So is there weird mess that y'all did that we need to know? Because I love that stuff. I love learning culturally exciting things that people did.
You think there's like a guard at the border that goes, that needs to stay in Kentucky?
Yeah, we're going to leave this.
We're not going to let that slip on into Georgia. That
needs to stay in the Bourbon Trail. We don't have time for that down here in Peach Country. Keep your bird in a nest. Keep your Johnny egg. Keep your whatever. That feels like a lot going on. Just we're going to be eating eggs and bacon down there.
Yeah, that sounds like more than we want up here. We're all in at the Cracker Barrel, so you keep your Johnny eggs.
That's the other thing. Let me say about this too. My Memaw used to go, Aunt Dave missed a perfect opportunity. Make him Johnny eggs out there with the barrel. She would get so tore up, because when I grew up, we didn't have Cracker Barrel in Middlesboro, in my little town that I'm from. We just got the Cracker Barrel about a decade ago. What a time to be alive. She would have been beside herself that she knew we had made it as a town that we got a Cracker Barrel. But when we'd be traveling and we got to go to the Barrel, she would always go, just real disappointed that it hadn't been added to the breakfast menu. That she's like, because that's good's what that is. You know, that's right there is good. She loved the efficiency. And the other thing my grandmother did that I didn't realize was her thing too, she didn't like a toaster. She thought a toaster was weird. She would take a bunch of bread, white Wonder Bread, y'all, or sometimes Sunbeam. Memaw loved a Sunbeam bread. And she'd butter it all to hell. I mean, there'd be so much butter. There wasn't really a trace of bread. And then she'd pour her own homemade cinnamon sugar on it. And she'd lay those out on a cookie sheet and leave that oven door open. And no, we didn't have an alarm clock at my grandmother's house. Memaw had straight up that oven door open, and you'd start smelling that cinnamon sugar and that cinnamon toast waft through the vents of that house, and you'd wake up and pop yourself into that kitchen. She'd be sitting there with her True 100 cigarette and her cup of Sanka. And she loved a Sanka. It's decaf. I'm like, I don't even think it's anything, Memaw, but she'd be drinking Sanka, having her coffee, and just have one piece of toast. Everybody's got half a piece. And she'd just sit there, and she'd just keep buttering bread. As everybody woke up and took a piece, she'd butter a piece of bread, put a new one back on that tray. And it was only toasted on one side. It made no sense. But I don't know if anybody else's grandmothers did crazy mess like that. I was just like, okay.
You know they did. And my grandmother always would make biscuits, and she always made me one real big, but real thin, because I just liked everything thin and crispy. I didn't like the dough in the middle.
Smart.
And so even today, even though I don't eat many biscuits anymore, if I have a moment where I drive through and get a biscuit.
You love a Hardee's biscuit.
I do, on occasion. Maybe like once in
A blue
3
moon.
months. Yeah. I'll dig out the dough out of the middle and just put the two crusty parts together, because that's the only part I like.
I love you. You're a grape jelly girl, if I remember right,
I am.
aren't you?
I am.
Karen's grape jelly. Everybody's got a way they eat a biscuit, and it might be mustard. You don't know what kind
That's
of biscuit
right.
person you're getting.
That's right. A lot
Might
of people.
be a savory, might be a
Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. I'm a
Karen's-
sweet.
Karen's grape jelly. See, can you tell how much time we've been on the road? I was like, wait a second. I know Karen Mills' biscuit story. I am both. I am a grape jelly and a mustard. It just depends on my mood.
Yeah. I can go in on a mustard.
Oh, I love a mustard biscuit.
Yeah, it is. It's good. I like it. Did you ever see the movie Sorted Lives?
No. Wait,
my
who's in
God.
Sorted Lives? I feel like I need to see this.
Oh, no. Oh, man. Who's in Sorted Lives? Okay, first of all, let me just say, foul. If so, anybody listening, if you don't want to be offended by stuff, don't go watch it.
Yep.
Because you will be.
Okay.
But
Fair enough.
Leslie Jordan.
That's all I needed to hear.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Okay. He's Tammy Wynette. He's obsessed with Tammy Wynette, dresses like Tammy Wynette, the whole thing. Delta Burke is in it.
How have I never seen this movie? This
How
is two of
have
my
you
favorite.
not? How have you not? You will. Olivia Newton-John, Bo Bridges, and one, I can't think of her name, but she is hilarious in it, and she's trying to stop smoking, and she always flip herself with a rubber band. But when you did that with the cigarette,
Pushing of the hair.
that's what made me think of it, because she was always trying to quit smoking, but she'd have.
That's my grandmother. She'd
all
push
that
and
going
do
on.
with the
Oh, my
cigarette.
gosh. But
Well, I've got to
talk
watch
about-
it. That's what we're going to watch tonight now that the World Series is over.
Oh, yes, congratulations on that, and you're welcome.
Okay, y'all, just for backstory, I'm a huge Dodgers fan. I'm going to tell you quickly, the Dodgers won the World Series the day before Halloween, if you have been in a ditch and didn't know. Huge Dodger fan. I moved to Los Angeles in 1997. Kentucky only has basketball. We don't have professional sports. I was sitting at the Improv bar one night after I'd gone on, and there were some comics watching a Dodger game at the Improv bar, and they were like, "Trish, are you into baseball?" And I said, "I honestly don't understand it." And they sat and explained it to me. Very sweet, by the way, because I do love. They knew that I loved football and
Sports,
basketball,
yeah.
and so they explained it to me, and it was like human chess. And so I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever, like, I felt kind of like a little kid at T-ball. Like, I'd been cheated my whole life that I didn't even get to play softball or anything. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is such a cool sport. So I became, right there on the spot, one of the biggest Dodger fans. I say all the time, it's not a joke. The hardest part of my divorce, besides ending a marriage, was that I lost my Dodger tickets in the divorce to my ex-husband.
Yeah, that's rough.
It was rough. He took the season tickets. It's fine. I'm doing great. It's okay. There's a lot of other seats in Dodger Stadium. But a huge, huge Dodger fan. So this win last night was huge. But our star MVP was no question Freddie Freeman, who came from the amazing Atlanta Braves.
Yes.
Karen Mills and my husband Jace are incredibly diehard Braves fans.
Yes, we are.
Diehard. And the entire World Series, my husband has said, "You're welcome." And you're welcome. Anytime Freddie did one of his amazing Freddie, he hit a grand slam home run. If you haven't seen it, just look up Freddie Freeman and be awed. And he's a class act, amazing human on top of it. And so you just feel good all the way around. So needless to say, all Karen and Jace have said to me this entire series has been, "And you're welcome." Anytime Freddie did something miraculous.
Yeah, because Freddie was an Atlanta Brave, and we were devastated when he went to the Dodgers. So so now we just keep saying, "You're welcome."
We're grateful for him, and we love him here. The great news
But we
is,
love seeing him do well, though.
that's what I was about to say. Here's a great thing about Atlanta fans. They absolutely love Freddie and are so, if it isn't the Braves, they're thrilled it's us, which we appreciate. It's like we're the adopted, team. We're the, just the little, if we're not in it, we'll root for you. By the way, I do the same thing.
Freddie. Yeah.
So we love Atlanta fans, but it's been a big deal, and we're so grateful. This one just hits different because we won during the pandemic. We won in 2020, the Dodgers, but we didn't get to celebrate. We didn't get a parade or anything, and so as a city, we didn't get to celebrate. So I think this one's just because it was kind of like an asterisk, like, "Oh, you won," but it was that. And I was like, come on, they won in a bubble, for God's sakes. Give them the credit. They didn't get to. It was harder if you.
They still had to score more runs.
That's right. They still had to win a baseball game.
Yeah, right. And my friend Andy Sanford, who's a comic, he does a great joke about, you're talking about just not understanding baseball and that, but he does a great joke about baseball, and someone talking about a pitcher for the Yankees a couple years ago pitched a perfect game, and he said, "What's a perfect game?" And he said, "Well, that's when no one gets on base, no one gets a hit, no one
Three
walks,
up, three
nothing."
down.
And he said, "Okay, so let me get this straight. Baseball's not boring enough that a perfect game is when nobody does anything." We're like, yeah, it's great. It's great. It's awesome.
That's when it's perfect. When literally nothing happens.
When nothing happens,
it's perfect. Yes, chef's kiss. We all wait for that. That is so true. I never thought of it like that.
So funny. Yeah.
That's so true. Oh my gosh! Wow, he just made me have an existential crisis about baseball. Thanks, Andy. That is so true. It's it's one of the few sports, and I know a lot of people think baseball's boring. I do not. I find it absolutely fascinating.
Me too.
Right. It's just,
because it's so intellectual.
Strategic. Yes. It's a very strategic game. And I'm not kidding when I say it's human chess, because all the way around, everyone has to move in order for it to all work and quote unquote win. And so I think what I loved, and I'm done after this carrying on about sports because we did not just turn into a sports podcast, but what I love about it, because what Karen and I do for a living, it's a singular sport. We don't unfortunately get to work as a team. You may have a team that helps you in life, but when you get up to go do your job, Karen works alone, I work alone.
Yep.
And so there's something really magical to watch people at the top of their game, literally and figuratively, work together and check their egos. And I think this is why I love the Dodgers so much. Dave Roberts, their manager, has created a culture of we work as one unit. And it doesn't matter if you're our star opening pitcher closed the World Series last night. And he's only on 2 days rest. I know that means nothing to anybody because my husband was like, "I did concerts 3 nights in a row," and they act like.
Well, and a lot of times the best move you can do at your at bat is to sacrifice to get someone else close. I mean, it's all strategic.
It's strategic, and that's what I mean when I say I think there's just something really powerful in the state of the world right now to watch that many people who are excellent at what they do and get paid an exorbitant amount of money.
Yes.
Who could all be buttholes if they really wanted to work together and just be inclusive. And even in their speeches, they were all like, "This was one unit out there. We move as one." And I was just like, that's what we all need to be reminded of in this world right now, is the more we work as one and love each other well. And even when you're excelling, there's room. High tides raise all ships, as
That's
I say
right.
all the darn time.
And usually you're selling because there's someone else,
That's right. And you make people better, I think, when you learn. Some of the greatest leaders I've had the privilege of knowing and being around, there's something really powerful when you check yourself enough to go, where are my blind spots? What can I do to be better? And I feel good what can I do to elevate everyone around me while you're in the height of goodness. When you're worried about, I need to just be better or I need to stay here, you ain't going to last long. You ain't going to stay there long.
And the other thing, too, is you need to surround yourself with people who are as good or better than you are. You don't need, or if you want to elevate yourself, you've got to be with people who are great.
Okay, preach on that. Go ahead and preach on that. It's true, because if you don't have people that push you, you're one of those people for me, which I'm always grateful for. You have to have people around you that want you to succeed, but also are so much constantly pushing themselves and so much better at what they do that makes you work harder in a place of, I need to put that work in. And you're one of those people, and I'm grateful that you're my people, because you do, and you do it with such, that's the other thing. People that are quiet, y'all watch out. People that are quiet, and I don't like the word humble, because I think that connotates like, oh, I don't talk about how good I am. There's people that are excellent at what they do and do it quietly. And those are the people that I always say pay attention to, because they make what they do look so easy when in fact it's extremely hard. Karen Mills, case in point, just in case you're wondering, y'all. She's exceptional at what she does and works her butt off at it. No, it's true.
Well, but one example that I can give too of that point in terms of surrounding yourself with better people. When I was in college, played college basketball, in 1980, I led the nation in assist. Well, an assist is a pass that leads to a direct score. If you pass the ball and they make a move and they get themselves open, no assist. So you have to get them the ball at just the right time for them to score. But if they're in my senior year, 1981, I was fourth in the nation in assist. That's because Denise Powers graduated. So I didn't have the other person always scoring the way she could score. So I led the nation in my junior year. I dropped in my senior year because I was as good as the people that I was playing.
That's right. That's right. And that right there, beautiful illustration of what it means to be, when you're exceptional, if all the exceptional tools, people, things line up and take that moment to just rise with each other, it's limitless. So it's always like people get scared of people that are good or better than. You shouldn't. You should actually go lean into that.
Embrace it.
Embrace it, because really good people don't ever mind sharing the sunshine and the spotlight.
Right.
They don't. People that get worried and get all weird, that's because they have a lot of, in my opinion, there's imposter syndrome there, which we all have. Yeah. But only thing that grows in the dark, honey, shame and mushrooms. I learned that on Ted Lasso. And so I have learned that we all have something in us, or we go, gosh, I don't feel good enough right now. It's not because you aren't. It's because when you're about to step into the thing you're meant to do, it's super scary. If something isn't scary, I always say you're not meant to do it.
That's right.
Just not. So it's a testament to how you've played ball, all the things you've learned and done. I mean, you get it. And then comedy's that next level of that, because my Lord, you talk about no safety net. We have none. Nada. We don't even get auto-tuned, y'all.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't throw that to anybody else. I'm going to live or die on my own.
I know, I said to Jace the other night, because I go, were you singing the right words? Because my husband sings harmonies and, on the songs. I was like, were you singing the right words? He goes, I don't know.
I was singing, though.
He's like, I just, da-da-da, la-da-da-da. I'm like, are those the words? Yeah, I don't know. He's just like, I matched the tone.
They were tonight.
Amazing. They were tonight. Sounded good tonight. And I always said, it'd be really nice, because if you mess up, like, cue the pyro, like all the sparklers go off and the fire. Yeah. I'm like, no one notices if you trip or do something weird. I'm like, I need to implement that in comedy. I'm going to tell a joke and then just go, whoosh, the pyro go off.
Yeah, drop the balloons and people forget about it. Yeah.
Confetti cannons. What was her last joke? We don't know. We're covered in confetti. I think we're onto something there, Kay.
Yeah, no kidding. That's too funny. Well, I think we need to rename our podcast.
Well, what are you going to name it?
Off the Rails, because no matter where we start, we don't end up anywhere close to it.
Don't threaten me with a good time. This is what we know so far. It always goes off the rails.
It does.
We were like, we're going to talk about the election and rocking in the free world. And you know what happened? We went all around the world. Yeah.
We got memos and all kinds of things in there.
That's what people love us, because you know why? A little bit of perimenopause brain, a little bit of menopause brain. Together, we make half of one good brain.
That's right. That's right. And we never know which direction it's going to take us.
It's like herding kittens. But listen, there's so many of our sweet, awesome fellow listeners that are in the same boat we are. Their brain's doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And we hope you're laughing when you're on a walk. Maybe you're walking the dogs, picking up kids, grandkids. Maybe you're at the grocery store going, Lord have mercy, look at that lady over there. I bet she is buying stuff to make Johnny eggs. We need your Memaw sayings. We need to know the recipes that are weird and indigenous to where you're from, because we love that. And by the way, I'll try it. I'll make it. If it's something y'all think I need to make, I'll do it. I'm not too scared to make it. I love it. Somebody sent me a great recipe for a tomato pie the other day, and I had to make it dairy-free. Y'all, it was lights out good. They're like, you haven't lived,
wow.
you've had this tomato pie. And I thought, that sounds weird. It was dreamy, and I was, today years old that I had never had tomato pie.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Kay. I don't know if y'all get around to making it because you're never home.
No, it won't be made. But you
Okay,
can.
I'll come visit, make it.
I was going to say, when you visit, you can make it, and I'll eat it, but I won't be making it. I won't be making it.
Well, that was it. We did a quick one today. I mean, really, Karen and I could carry on for half an hour and talk about Memaws and elections and all that. We'll be back in one more week. We're taking one more week off. Every other week we're doing the episodes right now. We sure love y'all. If you have a time, this ability to just rate, subscribe, and review. Takes just seconds. Go on and give us a 5-star. I mean, you could give us what you want, but I feel like if I'm recommending, 5-star would be the way to go. And tell
Especially
us
this episode, because we talked about Memaw sayings, so you got to give us 5-star.
Come on.
Johnny eggs. I mean, that deserves
Johnny,
a 5-star.
I gave you a recipe. You've got sayings. Karen and I are going to go watch our stories. We love y'all. We hope you have the best week ever. We'll see you real soon.
Bye.